Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sam Harkin, and before we get into this episode I'd like to put a few disclaimers out. The first one is that you may have noticed that Five Nights at Freddy's has just kind of stopped, and that's because I've kind of just been trying to film bits, and I've just been too freaked out and been hyperventilating and just not been able to achieve anything. Which, actually, that's a bad way of wording it. That makes me seem like I'm doing a bit of a cop-out, which I kind of am, to be honest. And I mean, I'm an anxious person, and that's just an anxiety-provoking game. So I just kind of went like, nah, I don't want to play this, really. So I actually thought, you know what? I can't deal with anxiety, but I can actually deal with a lot more in terms of horror. I can deal with, like, gore and other crap like that. It's just like, oh, it's a jump scare. That's what I can't deal with. So in order to prove that, I've decided to replace Five Nights at Freddy's with this, Saya no Uta, which, for you English speakers out there, is Song of Saya. So, this is considered to be one of the most fucked up games in terms of gore and stuff. It's a visual novel. It's kind of well known for being fucked up, apparently. Which leads very well into the second disclaimer, which is this game is considered one of the most fucked up ever. So if you are not into gore, if you are not into grotesque images, I think there's also some points where they have naked boobies. Yeah, I'm not going to be censoring that. So let's just get in. Medical procedures, imaginary, do not reflect actual science. Okay. The wriggling, and I'm also going to try and voice it, even though I don't know how to do this. Unless I just go like *G $HSY percentage 3. But we're going to try and go with it. Constantly. 3 such creatures sit around the table from me, slurping filthy sludge from their cups as I trade whines, growls, and growls and sounds that I cannot describe. I did not think that we were gonna just start straight off with like that. There's an eyeball. Resist snowty. Little kids is red. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Gotta love spending time in the canteen with my buddies. By listening carefully, I am able to grasp the gist of their conversation and respond when it is required of me. How? I mean, surely if they asked you a question, you'd have no idea what the question was. I mean, it would suck if you were just like, yes! And the question was something like, do you like it in the butt? Which, I mean, if you do, that's fine. But they might not know that that's what the question is. They might just think it's how are you doing, and all of a sudden you've got a grotesque Lovecraftian being trying to have sex with you, which would probably be interpreted as a threat when they just try and jump on top of you. However, these creatures may look... Oh wait, that's not how you're supposed to say that. However these creatures may look, they are my friends, apparently. Okay. Got the syntax in there, good stuff. Oh, what a poor thing. Look, he's so ugly in comparison to all his friends. They're so beautiful. I wish I could deny it, but I gave up on that a long time ago. Night after night I went to sleep praying for an end to this nightmare, only to actually I should be making my voice all grizzly because, you know, it's very appropriate. Only to wake up each morning to the same twisted hellscape as the day before. Now I know that I have to blend in. Oh god, that's gonna destroy my throat. That I have to act like one of them. Since such has been my life these past 3 months, and so it will remain until the day I die. Which, I mean, this is a horror game, so could be soon. Which I mean is nice, sweet release of death and all that. Judging by its tone, this one must be Koji. And the one next to him squealing more than the others is probably Omi, which means the one next to me is Yo. I can no longer see any trace of her once attractive features. What are you talking about? She looks gorgeous. Look at those lips. They just plump and volumescent. I couldn't think of a word. I try my best to ignore the rotten stench of excrement that issues from my quivering flesh. God, they're really against these guys. I think they look pretty. Vegeta. Fuck. XVSM. Stiff 32. Grga 16. Omnichick to 888. Hash. What the butt? If Wix. I don't give a fuck. Everything has changed. Okay. Or almost everything. By some cruel trick of fate, my relationship to the world alone remains the same, as if an insane architect took the blueprints of my life and rebuilt it out of blood and gore. These monsters and I were part of the same college club. We studied together, ate together, we even went skiing together every winter break. Now these are but painful memories of days that will never return. If only no one recognized me, I might have been able to disconnect myself from the world. It would have been comforting in comparison to believe that I had been abducted by aliens or that I had stumbled through a great gateway to hell. But no, this is beyond a doubt the city where I was born and raised. This is a society that I was part of for 20 years. Save that I alone can no longer see it that way. The world as I knew it is gone. I have no place to call home. God, this guy's moody. God, it's so moody. Why can't he just deal with the fact that everything bleeds now? I mean, it's just like... It's like flies. Like, instead of flies, you have, you know, like intestines that just kind of float around and stuff. Takes 888 Anyway, I can tell whatever they're talking about is of no importance to me. I decide to keep quiet while pretending to listen. How do you know that? You don't know what they're saying. But just then... Ooh, he's giving me the... Oh my god! See, they actually do talk in normal thing. I mean, admittedly, the syntax is just atrocious. Hey! Fumio Nori! One of the flesh beats says as it swivels its bloodshot eyes towards me. What do you think? God, I can't do that. Ah, no. Ruining everything. About what? I try desperately to suppress my loathing and behave normally, but my hoarse voice ruins the attempt. Oh, Jesus. We're talking about this year's ski trip. You're coming too, right? The slimy hole near the top of the creature writhes nauseatingly as it vomits some semblance of words. That must be Koji's face, or what I would have seen as such 3 months ago. Unable to stomach the sight of it, I avert my eyes and give a neutral answer. I don't know. You have other plans? Not really. These were my closest companions. One of them had even wished to be more. Oh, okay. And we had a crush on you. How many nights have I spent crying in loneliness, lamenting the friends who no longer exist? God, it's so moody. In 3 months, my tears ran dry. Oh, you sound pretty emo. And now there is only loathing left in me. Surrounded by hideous creatures, I can only assume Koji, Omi, and Yo. I spend each day trying to act as I always have. If I fail at this, I'll surely be sent back to the hospital. Only this time, I'll be locked away forever. No matter what, I won't let that happen. Well, I mean, I don't know whether or not that would be bad. I mean, surely you could... I mean, I don't know. Maybe, like, you could get some kind of brain surgery or like a antipsychotic. I mean, it's not like physical activity could affect your injury, right? I'm not sure. I'll ask the doctor during my checkup. That's it. I can't look at them or bear their screeching any longer. Well, you've been able to do it for like 3 months, so I mean... I jumped to my feet, desperate to escape, even though, you know, there's all the mushy... I wonder what it would feel like to walk on, you know, just like a pile of organs. It'd be like squishy? Like, would it be like mints? Or would it be, you know, like more robust, like an actual... Ooh, are there bones in... Oh, so many questions. Aww, he's lamenting. See, look, he's crying. Look what you did. Hey, Fulmunari! A spray of stringy slime from the cilia around its voice box flies at me. I try to cover myself, but too late to keep the slime from splattering across my face like the yolk of a rotten egg. I'm about to lose it. I want to grab a chair, a desk, anything within reach and use it to smash the life out of this creature, ending it all. Oh, it's already getting very dark. Oh no, get out of the way. Okay. I barely suppress the impulse. I mustn't let on that something is wrong, or, you know, murder another person. However they look at me, this is their world. I'm the outsider here. Jesus, this is just dark. Like I said, today's my checkup. I've gotta go. Struggling to put on a smile, I reach into my wallet, pull out the first bill I find, and put it on the table without even looking at it. I don't care about the change, I just need to get out of here now. Later, I mutter hastily and flee the cafeteria. Jesus, okay. I'm not crazy. Well, I mean, that's arguable.
ねえねえ、今度のスキーだけどさ、今年はどっかスケートも遊べるところにしない？
Hey, says Takahata Omi. Why don't we go somewhere where we can skate for this year's ski trip? I just realized that Omi has basically the same voice as Reset. So, I mean, we're gonna have that parallel going. Tsukuba Yo frowns at the suggestion. Wait, that's a lady, isn't it? Skate? But why go to a ski resort to skate? So is that my guy? Give her a break. Actually, no. This is before his Batman, Bruce Wayne, has his family killed in front of him, so he's more upbeat. Give her a break, Tsukuba. It's all she talks about these days. Tono Koji supports Omi with a laugh. Her impromptu suggestions are nothing new, and it's Koji's role as her boyfriend to provide backup. They're a good match for each other, Yo thinks. Sometimes it makes... Wait, is this like a third person? I don't know what fucking is happening. I mean, she'd seriously never have gone skating before I took her the other day. Hey, is it really that strange? Not many people start skating in their 20s, you know. I was scared when I was little. Those shoes look like big knives. Oh, it's a human. But you just picked it up like that's pretty amazing, Omi. It's a lot like skiing. You keep your weight forward and use the angle of the shoes to steer. You made it sound so easy. I figured I should give it a try, and it was fun. That sounded weird. Wait, why are you sad? Oh, because she's envious. Oh, does that mean that I've been using the wrong voice the entire time? Oh, fucking no. It was a date. Yo feels a stab of envy. Koji and Omi Wait, so yeah, okay. Enjoy their time together as normal lovers do. That's certainly not something that should arouse jealousy. It's just that her luck in love has been bad. Oh well, I want to see Omi skate too. Yo keeps her voice upbeat, trying to cover up the internal conflict. She knows that it's wrong to envy her friends. She too would be spending time with a man she admires, if not for the terrible tragedy that befell him. His true misfortune, her bad luck, doesn't begin to compare. So how about it? How about we make the next ski trip a skating trip too? It'll be twice as fun. But you can skate at a skating rink, can't you? Why go all the way to a ski resort? I don't wanna skate indoors. I wanna skate outside on a lake or something. That sounds fun, but won't it be crowded? While speaking, Yo sneaks a sideways glance at the young man sitting next to her. Although the conversation has involved only 3 people so far, there are in fact 2 couples at the cafeteria. What? That's not good. That's bad geometry. That, if you have that, then that's a triangle. Or if you want to be more technical, it's kind of a V shape. But I mean, Yu's boyfriend, though there is still some doubt as to whether or not even going to be called that, is beside her, as silent and expressionless as a statue. So that's not me. Oh yeah, because I got black hair. Hey Fuminori, what do you... Hey God, I need to work on... Hey Fuminori, what do you think? Perhaps Koji sensed Yo's pain in his usual quiet and considerate way. About what? The cause of Yo's distress. Sakisaka Fuminori. Wait, what? Wait, so it is third person. Is it? This is confusing. Responds to Koji's sudden query with a vague mumbled question of his own. We're talking about this winter's ski trip. You're coming too, right? Koji speaks gingerly as though probing a tumor. A few months ago, he would not have hesitated to rebuke Fuminori for his attitude. Their long acquaintance had forged a strong and honest friendship, but now... I don't know, Fuminori responds bluntly, his downcast eyes and sullen demeanor making clear he has no desire to break his silence. You have plans? Not really. Even Koji... Okay, so I think I need to have a narrator voice. Even Koji, Fuminori's best friend, cannot communicate with him as before. What hope does Yo have of breaking through his shell? The scars left by the event of that late summer day are still deep all these months later. Each one of the 4 bears him, but not Fuminori. I mean, it's not... Oh, wait! I get this. So, this is like a mirror image of... So this is why it's in third person, because previously it was in first person, showing this is his perspective on the world now, and this is kind of the normal, if you will, version, showing what it actually looks like. Okay. I mean, it's not like your physical injuries physical activity could affect your injuries, right? Not sure. I'll ask the doctor during my checkup. As though that answer drained the last of his patience, Fuminori bolts out of his chair. Fuminori! Even Koji can't keep his voice from rising as he tries to stop Fuminori from leaving. Fuminori reacts swiftly, throwing his hand over his face as though to shield him from something terrifying, like a rotten yolk to the face. Maybe some spit flew inadvertently from Koji's mouth, but that sort of thing happens during everyday conversation. Fuminori's reaction is beyond the pale. Like I said, Fuminori snaps, making no attempt to relieve the discomfort of his friends. Today's my checkup. I'll have to go. I have to go. Close enough. Even as he tosses money on the table to pay for his coffee, he acts as if he's touching something filthy. Later. Jesus, that's bad for my throat. I need to just calm down with the gravel. Fuminori stalks out of the cafeteria almost as if he's running away. Cloaked in heavy silence, the remaining three lower their gaze to the table, where the abandoned 10,000 yen bill sways forlornly. Fuminori's coffee is untouched. That's $100! God! He really wasn't paying attention. I can't take this anymore. God, I can't take this anymore. Omi says with a sigh, but Koji shakes his head reproachfully. Fuminori just needs a little more time. But it's been 3 months. What's with his attitude? I feel like I'm going crazy hanging around him. Hey, I don't understand what's going through either. I don't think any of us can. Can you imagine losing your whole family like that? That would screw someone up. It could have happened to anyone. A tractor trailer flipped over on the highway, crushing the Sakisaka family car into a twisted scrap. They said it had been difficult to tell the bodies of Fuminori's parents apart because they look so alike, and not because, like, the force of the impact just merged their bodies together into a Lovecraftian mass. For a while, it had looked as if there was no hope for Fuminori either. It was nothing short of a miracle he was able to leave the hospital and return to a normal life. Normal in giant quotation marks. It was worse when I went to see him at the hospital, remember? He was terrified of us like he didn't know who we were. He even had to be tied to the bed, he freaked out so bad. I'm just glad he's made it this far. There's still something strange about him. What's with the way he looks at us? It's like we're not even human. Cut it out on me. Cut it out on me! Koji says forcefully, probably less out of empathy for his friend than out of consideration for Yo. While Koji's kindness makes her happy, Yo also knows that she mustn't take advantage of it. Fuminori is the victim, just as Koji said. He is the one who most deserves sympathy. Yo's feelings for Fuminori are her problem, and no one else's. She doesn't blame Fuminori for not giving her an answer after she worked up the courage to ask him out. In fact, she thinks even more fondly of him for his serious consideration of her feelings than she would have had he treated her relationship casually. Apparently, the fact that Fuminori did not reject her was enough to make a couple in Koji and Omi's eyes. They've had plenty of fun at Yo and Fuminori's expense since. The truth of it, though, is that they still haven't given her an answer. That he still hasn't given her an answer. After revealing her feelings to him, Yo didn't see Fuminori again until a week later, and then she could only stare at his broken body through the window of the ICU. And when he was finally released, after 50 days that seemed an eternity, he was somehow different. She's starting to doubt that he even remembers what she confessed to him before the accident. Now winter is coming, and Game of Thrones references, and blah, 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 blah. And her feelings hang forgotten in the cold, lonely air. Okay, I think we're gonna stop here. Okay, can we stop here? That's not quite what I wanted to do, but... Okay, we're gonna stop here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next week for more of this.